What is the probability that an integer in the set 1, 2, 3 all the way to 100 is divisible by 2 and not divisible by 3? So that's saying if we write out this set 1, 2, 3 all the way to 100. So we want all the numbers divisible by 2 that are also not divisible by 3. So in that set, there are 50 numbers that are divisible by 2, and there are 33 numbers that are divisible by 3. So basically, a number is going to be divisible by 2 when it's a multiple of 2 and not a multiple of 6. So going to be divisible by 2, not divisible by 3, when it's divisible by 2 and not a multiple of 6. And so since this is a probability, we're considering all those integers. So for the probability, it's basically going to be all of those numbers, which is equal to 100. And then we need the numerator is going to be the numbers that are divisible by 2 and not divisible by 3. So if we write them out, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'll write them out all the way to 10. 9, 10, then do this, 96, all the way there. So basically, I'm going to check the numbers that are multiples of 2, and I'm going to put an X that are numbers of multiples of 2 that are divisible by 3. So X there. And we keep doing this, so 8, and then 10, and then obviously 12 is going to be an X. And that continues all the way until, if we were to keep going, 97, 98, 99, 100. So since 96 is a multiple of 6, put an X there, and then 98 and 100 are multiples of 2. So the number of multiples of 2 that are not multiples of 3, here we see these check marks. The number of those is, we just need to count how many multiples of 6 there are. So it's true that 6 times 16, 6 times 16 is equal to 96. So from here to here, there are 16 multiples of 6, and since there are 2 numbers that are divisible by 2 and not divisible by 3 after each multiple of 6, then that means that there are going to be double the number of numbers that are divisible by 2 and not divisible by 3. So therefore, since there are 16 multiples of 6, they're going to be 16 times 2 numbers that are multiples of 2 and not multiples of 3. So that's 32. But we're not going to put, the number that's going to go here isn't going to be 32 because I started counting after 6. So every time you go after a multiple of 6, you have those 2 check marks. But we didn't count these 2 numbers, 2 and 4, which are multiples of 2 and not multiples of 3. And those occur before 6. So we need to add those 2 in. We get 34. And so there are 34 numbers that are divisible by 2 and not divisible by 3 in between 1 and 100. Integers, rather. So the probability we want is 34 over 100, which if you simplify it is 17 over 50. And so The answer is choice C.